Hello and welcome to Wet Willie. And here he is. He's all wet, isn't he? Hey, this is an on your own problem. So you should have solved the entire problem on your own. And now you're watching the video to make sure you did everything correctly. If you make a mistake, no worries at all, my friend. Pause the video, fix your mistake. That is the fastest way to learn. So now let's move on to our scenario. Wet Willie is an adorable pup who went for a swim in his owner's pool. He jumped out, ran into the living room, and shook himself dry. Naughty puppy! Oh my goodness, water flew all over the place. It splashed into 3 paintings, one of which was an irreplaceable painting of President Washington. Now, Wet Willie knew he did something wrong. He started licking all the water off of the paintings, but he could only lick 3/5 of a painting at a time. How many portions of the painting will Wet Willie have to lick before he is done? Hint, how many 3/5 are in 3? Alrighty, so the very first thing you should have done is gone ahead and written the hint down. How many 3/5 are in 3? And there you have it. So you should have this written down on your paper. The next thing you need to do is to create the 3 paintings. So you would shrink this and you need 3 paintings. So I'm going to actually do them right here. Actually, let me move this. I'm going to put them right here on the bottom there. So I've got one painting right there, a second painting right there. You're also going to want to make sure that you write these, draw your boxes big enough that you can actually cut the holes into them, right? So I'll make my third one right here. So you should have 3 paintings. Now, you're dividing these 3 paintings into 5 parts, right? Into 3/5 parts, but we really want to make 5 parts. Now, 5 parts means 4 lines. So I'm going to draw 1 line here, 2, 3, and 4 lines will create 5 parts in all of these paintings, right? So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 parts in each of these paintings, right? So now the question, once again, is how many 3/5 are in the 3, right? So I'm going to cut each of these into 3/5 parts. So let's go ahead and get the first one here. So I'm going to color that in, and as you see, I've got 1, 2, 3, right? So if I grab these 2 and this one here, that will give me another 3. So I'm going to use purple here, and let's go ahead and do 1, 2, and I need a third part here, so 3 right there. Now I'm going to do 3 more here. So I've got to use the green, and I'll go 1, 2, 3, right? And then I've got 1 here, and I'll have to get 2 more over here. So let me use the purple again, and I'll just go 1 right there, and then 2, 3. Oops, that's a little off, so I'll have to move that up. And then I've got these last 3 here, which I'll do in green again. And here we go. And now, as you see, I can start counting these up, right? So I've got 1 group here. Whoops, let's use black. 1 group here, a second group here, and this is part of it, right? A third group right here, and then I got a 4th group here with this as well, and then 5 of them. So I have of these 2, I got 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That's the second one. 1, 2, 3. That's the third. And then 1, 2, 3. That's the 4th group of paintings he licked off, right? And then licked them dry as he should have. Shame on you, bad dog, bad dog. And then anyway, here's the 5th part. So he did. It took him 5 times to lick all these 3 paintings dry so that they would not be ruined for his owner. Hey, that is the answer. Let's go ahead and see how the algorithm works. So now for the algorithm, I'm going to just come right on up here. And remember, I'm taking this 3 and dividing it into 3/5 parts, right? So it's going to be 3 divided by 3/5, right? And now, as we talked before, 3 is really 3 over 1. So I'm going to go 3 over 1 divided by 3/5, right? And now you can do this one of two ways, and either way would have been fine. You can either take this and go 3 over 1 and then multiply the reciprocal, which is when we flip this upside down, right? So that's what I'm going to do first. I'm going to go 3 over 1 times the reciprocal, which would be 5/3, right? And then that's going to just come out this way. And now with multiplication, I just multiply the numerators and I multiply the denominators, right? So 3 times 5 is going to give me 15 right here, right? And then 1 times 3 is going to give me 3 over here, right? And then remember, fractions you can say in 3 ways. You can say 15/3, 15 out of 3, or in this case, 15 divided by 3. And the reason we want to divide it is we want to simplify it because as you see, this is top heavy. 15 is bigger than 3. That means it's an improper fraction, right? So the way to do that, to change it into a proper fraction, or a whole number or a mixed number, in this case it'll be a whole number, you're going to take 15 and just divide it by 3, right? And then 3 will go in there 5 times. 5 times 3 gives me 15. And that, my friends, zeroes out. So 5 is your answer. And lo and behold, look at that. It agrees with our illustration right here, which is beautiful, my friends. So hey, if you did it this way, that's fantastic. Now, what if you chose to do mountains and valleys and you made a mountain here and multiplied and a valley here and multiplied, right? Well, let's go ahead and see what that would look like. I'm going to use blue this time. And I'm going to go 1 times 3 will give me a 3 down here. And draw my line. And then for my valley, I'm going to take 3 times 5, which will give me a 15 up here. And as you see, this 15/3 agrees with down here 15/3, which then would reduce to 5 again. So either way you did it, whether you use mountains and valleys or you multiply by the reciprocal, either way works fine. Hey, if you made a mistake anywhere along the way, no worries at all, my friend. The fastest way to learn is to correct your own work, find your mistake, fix it. That's the fastest way to learn. Until next time, I hope you have a fantastic day. I'll see you soon.